How's it going, everybody? In this video, I'm going to cover some of my favorite non-climbing movements that translate into a healthy, strong body for rock climbing. I get a lot of questions about what do you do other than climbing to stay strong, to stay healthy, to stay mobile. And here's a sample of my 6 favorite exercises. Each one has different progressions. Nothing in this video gets much past an intermediate level. But yeah, performing these on a semi-regular basis will help to strengthen your shoulders, your hips, your arms, your chest, your core, your legs, pretty much everything. So combine these with your climbing and I think you'll be happy with the results. All right, here we go. So the first movement here is just a horse stance or a static wide leg squat. This is going to activate your legs and quickly will start burning and creating a good strength base in an isometric hold. The first variation is going to be a dynamic variation, so you're basically going down as far as comfortable. If you can get further than me, that's great, or you might be up higher, but you're going to do full squats. After that one, we're going to keep everything engaged, try and keep our shoulders packed even though I'm rolling forward a bit, and just do slow pulses through the hips. The last variation is more of a locomotion or a movement called the horse walk. So we're holding our low squat and we're basically trying to keep our shoulders packed, our core engaged, and our legs bent, and we're just slowly moving forward, sliding our weight from side to side to create these steps. The next movement are yoga push-ups. So here I'm doing a straight leg version. So I'm keeping my legs straight, my feet together, slowly coming down, arching through and pushing up. And then the next variation on this is going to be by bending your legs. So I'm pushing up, and instead of keeping my legs straight, I bend them and then push out. This is a little bit easier on the arms if you're not quite as flexible. Here's a slightly faster version. The next variation is the full yoga push-up with your feet wider. So we're coming back into our downward dog, extending, getting a stretch if we need it, lowering in to cobra and back out there. So creating a nice push and pull. The next one is the shin box. This is great for hip flexibility, mobility. It's a little uncomfortable at first. It can be a little hard on the knees. So if I'm not doing it on the grass, I usually put some sort of padding down. This first one is just the shin box switches. So I'm just keeping my posture as nice and pulled straight back as I can, keeping my core engaged, and I'm just keeping my butt on the ground and moving the knees from side to side. And these next ones are the shin box switch with the hip extension. So I'm trying to powerfully extend up and through my hips in a straight line, keeping my shoulders packed, my hands in front of my face. You can add your hands out to the side as well. But creating the rotation at the hips, knees come down, powerful up and through the hips, and we just rotate from side to side. The next exercise is going to be some sort of inversion, so meaning you're getting upside down and you're balancing your weight on your hands, and in this case in your head. So the first option is a handstand, or a headstand, keeping the arms engaged, the core engaged, doing your best to keep those legs straight and pointed. You can use a wall for balance, as well as the next progression, which is the forearm stand. So I find these pretty tough. The weight's in your forearms, your face is off the ground, and your core and butt are engaged. The next one is a single leg kick into a handstand. So if you can do the forearm stand and the headstand, it's a good time to start playing with your handstand. Use a wall. Here I've just used the backstop of a baseball diamond, and you're just kicking up one leg at a time. So if I kick up left leg, I'm coming down left leg. Alternating stance, kick up right leg, coming down right leg. You're trying to do this as smooth and as quiet as possible. So when your feet touch the wall, you're trying to keep them just skimming across the top. And of course, there's hand walking at the end. If you can perform a handstand, a forearm stand, a headstand, might as well start trying to walk on your hands. Some people actually find this easier than actual handstands. Great. The next one are rotations. So the first progression for our full body rotations is the wall rotation. We stand with our heels about 2 feet away from a wall. Reach back with one arm with the fingertips pointing up. Swoop over, rotate our body in, fingertips point down, and we transfer our weight from one hand to the other. So a full wall rotation. Left hand back, fingers up, rotate in, take the weight with the right hand, push away, and repeat that on the other side. Alright, the second progression is to bring that down into a squat. So we're doing the same motion with our upper body, but now we're about 2.5 feet away from the wall in a deep squat position. As I come out, left hand goes back, weight comes off the heels onto the toes to create that bridge, and we match with the opposite hand. Fingertips up, rotate down, transfer the weight to the opposite hand. Repeat for repetitions. And the third variation that I can perform myself is just a rotation into a low bridge. So we've gone from standing against a wall to squatting against a wall, and now we're squatting on the ground, reaching back, and performing this in a low bridge on the ground with no assistance from a wall. This really opens up the shoulders, strengthens through the hips, the back, as well as your focus, your concentration, and your belief also are impacted by this exercise. Alright, so the final exercise is the archer push-up, and I really like these ones. The first variation is just to stick to one side, isolated with my fingertips on the ground, fingertips pointed away, so horizontal. You can do reps on either side, or you can do a rep down, slide across, and push with the alternating arm. In this variation, I'm keeping my fingertips on the ground. My core is engaged, my butt's engaged, I'm on the tips of my toes. And a slightly harder variation is to do this on our palms. So fingertips, if you can see mine, are up in the air. This really activates the shoulders, the triceps, the chest, and gets some good cross tension going throughout the body. So that's it for the exercises in the video. Pick the ones you like, try them out at home, try them out in the park, try them out after you climb. They really help with all sorts of strength and mobility issues that can come from excessive climbing. Alright, that's all. Have fun, get outside, and get creative.